Alright, the light is green, the frames have not been dropped, and we are good to go. Hello, everybody, and welcome back after a long hiatus to Sound Goblin Gaming Thursdays, here on Sound Goblin Gaming. I'm, as always, your host, the Krampus.
I'm Shiv.
I'm Hunter Green.
And I'm Vincent.
Last week I came down with a bad case of the Quantums. That's no good for anybody. Fortunately, I have my magic quantum eye drops now, and much better.
Quantum Flux gets the worst of us.
Yep. So, last time we went to the heart of the anomaly event that was happening in the pier, where they're harvesting chronon particles. And we learned the briefest about Project Lifeboat. We also, in fact, found the greatest script of all mankind in Time Knife.
Fuck, I forgot about that.
After that, we found that there is a second time machine that is currently inside of a municipal swimming pool that's been abandoned. Our brother built something called the Contingency. And we don't know what it is, but we do know that by the time Liam got here to try... Or not Liam, Michael, our brother, found the pool and opened where the Contingency was supposed to be. The Contingency was gone. So we want to use the time machine to go back in time and get the Contingency before it was taken from wherever it was supposed to be. But ours is broken, and so we need to get a hold of the person who furthered our brother's research and is now working for Monarch, who is going to be at the big fancy Monarch Gala. So our brilliant idea was just walking through the front door of Paul's island compound and letting ourselves be captured.
They would never suspect it.
In the junction point, we got the option of either dealing with Jack ourselves as Paul, or letting Martin Hatch take care of Jack and focusing on the big presentation that Paul needs to do. We voted on being a piece of shit and just letting Hatch deal with Jack, because we had more important things to do as Paul. And now, we are on episode 2.
And of course. Yep. And of course, Hatch will deal with Jack because he's totally trustworthy.
Oh yeah. I trust him. I'm also not very smart.
Time is breaking down. Monarch has been preparing for it. There's this thing. It's called a lifeboat protocol, and it can save us, at least some of us.
You've been the face of Monarch for all these years, Martin. But let's get clear on something. This is still my ship.
You're not thinking clearly. You need your treatment.
You gonna go? Me? Go to a party. We can roll together if you want.
What do you want?
Anyone who might implicate Monarch.
Fuck you. Wait!
We just lost communication with Jack Joyce's transpo. Find him.
Step away! Right now!
Liam, this isn't what it looks like. No. No! He's gone!
We need all points converged on Liam Burke. He's armed and dangerous.
Breathe. treatments. They're losing their effectiveness.
Fine.
No. I need to work on something new.
You should enjoy yourself tonight. You work too much as it is.
I've been running tests on the temporal anomalies. They're increasing in frequency and duration.
They'll dissipate. I've told you that.
You need to consider that maybe what you have seen is wrong.
It's not wrong. I need to prepare for my speech. Sophia, you shouldn't worry so much.
Don't worry, the Cybertruck's gonna go great.
Yeah, sure, bring that shit up.
So what you're saying is the Cybertruck was a time machine?
Look, something chronons, something
The time
shed.
is a time machine. Why can't the Cybertruck be?
I'm not really into drinking a lot, I guess. Oh. Rough day?
Yeah.
Yeah. Same here.
Like what?
I have things happen in my day. I do.
Uh-huh.
I had to deal with some internal affairs.
Internal affairs. Oh, you're just gonna leave me hanging?
Well, yeah, it's internal.
Charlie.
Okay.
Okay.
I helped catch a traitor today.
Traitor. Was that what all that commotion was about?
Yep. That was me.
Who was it?
I mean,
Who was it?
Who was it?
Yeah.
I can't,
What?
I am not at liberty to discuss this.
Well, you just brought it up. It's like, monarch drama.
Yeah.
What?
Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to leave you hanging on that one. For real. This time.
Oh, I just thought maybe you'd wanna share it with me. Alright, I'm gonna use the restroom, so I'll leave you hanging here. For real.
Okay.
Go mingle. Yeah. Drink a little.
Okay. Alright.
Well, fancy meeting you here.
Thanks for the gun.
Dr. Emerald?
Martin, I need your help. He listens to you. Paul,
Is that so?
I think we're in trouble, and he doesn't see it. He refuses to.
I can't imagine why.
I know you and I haven't always seen eye to eye, but I know you care about Monarch. You care about what happens. And if we are reaching zero state, something has to be done.
And what is it we could do?
You know what we could do.
Truth is, Sophia, it's not really a matter of whether or not Paul will listen to me. It's that I won't listen to you. I find your approach to matters rather counterproductive. Filling Paul's head with your constant alarms, distracting him with petty doomsday scenarios. I mean, if I'm being honest, I rue the day he gave me a modicum of function in this company. Because you said, I care about Monarch.
What is it that you're so threatened by, Martin?
Do I look threatened to you?
What's going on?
It's nothing.
Miss Birdie.
We were just having a little chat. You should prepare for your speech. Enjoy the evening, Doctor.
Cut to game footage. Cut to live action footage.
Hey, you're Crocker, right? Hey, Crocker. Crocker! I really need to take a shit. Fuck, come on, Crocker. Crocker. Crocker! Come on, Crocker!
Oh my god.
Over there.
Where?
The woman with the necklace. My money is on that.
It's a pretty good choice,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna have to go with Ryan Gosling down there talking with George Clooney. Wearing his nice cufflinks, chatting about stocks.
Richard, where the hell have you been?
Didn't have my invitation.
Oh my god, you're always losing this.
I'm not losing anything.
Drama.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's going for it. Bam. Told ya.
Oh. Why am I losing
You owe me
so
a
bad?
sword. Drink.
I don't think I
No,
can.
rules are rules.
Rules are rules.
Rules are fucking rules. You owe me another sword.
Alright.
Okay.
I'm doing it. I actually hate olives.
You can do it, my man. You
Thanks for
can
the
do it.
encouragement.
Nicely done.
Thank you. Just wish I wasn't losing so bad.
Do you want to go for a walk?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, lady. I'm taking mine too.
Crocker, 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 Crocker.
It's been 30 minutes. You can't be going crazy yet.
Burke, listen, if I have to come in there, you're gonna fucking regret it. Listen, this is just a big misfucking understanding. I'm gonna be out tomorrow. I will put in a good word for you. I will help you climb this ladder. All I'm asking is please let me take a fucking shit. Go to the back wall. Fuck, thank you, man. Thank you so much. Oh, man. Thank you. Shut up. Back up slowly. Yeah.
And chair.
I will take this entirely different god.
Well, you didn't want that one. It had cooties on it.
Fair.
So you don't mind that we left, do you?
I mean, I wasn't really excited about going in the first place.
Okay, why'd you go?
I think because somebody twisted my arm.
What the fuck is that?
Kind of looks like a dinosaur wearing a helmet.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like.
Hey, where are we?
Quantum
Are we
moment.
allowed to be out here?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. All right.
So what would you have been doing tonight if we didn't go?
What, if I hadn't gone to the party with you?
Yeah.
Well, I would have canceled all my other really important plans.
Ah.
And I would have gone back to work.
I think maybe you were going to
Yes. But
against it.
well, no, I mean, it doesn't feel like work. You know, I like being wired in.
Yeah.
Makes me feel connected. You work all the time. In fact, you're there most of the time I'm there. So, do you think you work too much?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I guess, yeah. I love work.
Hold it right there!
Shit!
You little fuck! Hey, all you had to do was let me in that perimeter lab.
You turned on Monarch. What was I supposed to do?
You have no idea what's going on, do you? I need to get in that lab. There's something in there that I need.
The lifeboat protocol. You work with Beth Wilder. I've seen you before.
You know her?
She's the reason I'm here.
Now you've broken IT man's heart.
Is that gun still necessary?
Yeah. Come on, hurry up.
You're a very kind person.
It's right up here.
Oh, right. I got it, guys. I got it. I guess you guys can't do this. It's a special talent I have. Glad it's so celebrated. You're welcome.
No one thanked you.
Is this it?
Quantum pettiness.
What is that? What the fuck is that?
Ah, this is where AIR came from.
Damn you, Chronons.
I don't know, we haven't seen his hands yet. We can't tell if it's AI or
Chronon
not.
disrupted life form. Extremely hostile. Only ever heard of him.
Life form.
It's Dr. Kim.
Game footage, real footage.
Do you know who I am? Martin Hatch, Paul's other half.
What the hell's that supposed to mean?
I see the Monarch's well-being. Oftentimes, the matters Paul may find were arbitrary.
So you're his assistant?
A little more complex than that.
Doesn't sound like it.
Now, I can sit here and offer you my condolences for your brother, and, well, you can tell me to fuck off. I can tell you Paul doesn't want you to suffer the same fate, and you can tell me to fuck off. Or, I could point out that there's a difference between Paul and myself. You see, Paul, he still has such hope for the world, whereas I lean towards a more realistic approach. Trouble is, I believe that with hope comes miscalculation, and as you and I are well aware, Mr. Joyce, with miscalculation can often come catastrophe. Paul's a very dangerous man, practically a zealot, and things will only get worse if he continues unchecked. And that leaves me with you, Mr. Joyce. Maybe you and I can find some common ground.
Who was he?
He was my mentor from college and then here to Monarch. I was in a bad place and he kind of turned me around.
Got it. Sort of. I mean, it's a ghost file. It's written in a mass deletion. Somebody was here. We got, Cronin Field Regulator.
Wait, hold on. Holy shit, this is Dr. Amaril's report.
What is it?
The stutters, they're increasing in frequency.
What's a stutter?
The more frequent the stutters, the more indicative of a fracture.
Okay, and what's a fracture?
Of time. Zero state, it stops, and it doesn't start back up.
And the lifeboat protocol could save us.
I have no idea. But the Chronon Field Regulator, it is the core of Monarch's time tech. Everything is based upon it. And it has something to do with the lifeboat.
We have to go.
Wait.
No. This way. Turn. No, don't. You'll end up like her.
Fiona!
The lab is stutter-proof. Stay here.
Stutter, where are you going?
There are Chronon harnesses up here. We need them.
Good thing they're still as bad a shot as they are in the game.
I was gonna say, his back was turned to them, and they had a clean shot. God,
They can't
Monarch
even
security
shoot.
sucks.
They can't even shoot the thing he's hiding behind.
Ah, shitter till the end.
Yep.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! No, this way! Go! Go!
All right, that's the end of episode 2. Liam does more action
Finally,
things.
something where. Yep, finally, something where it doesn't end on the main character being captured.
Yep.
Yeah, because he got captured before it even starts.
He got captured in the games, but he never captured in the episode. Because of that, we had to uncapture him in the episode.
Yes.
Doesn't mean he couldn't get captured again at the end.
Act 3.
Now,
the
you're
one.
only allowed to either
Security was tight
capture or
on our
uncapture
gala.
in any given
You
episode.
took quite a risk walking into the lion's den.
Or
If
episode
we
or
were gonna
game
kidnap
segment.
Dr. Amaral, then we needed to do it from the inside.
Beth Wilder. You were quick to trust her.
We had common interests.
Is that all you had?
That's all we needed. Thanks for showing up.
Harry thought this was gonna be a rescue. Right, there's a story here.
You know a guy called Hatch?
Serene's right-hand man.
He was here. He gave me this big speech about how he wants to take down Paul.
I hope you said no.
I didn't trust him for a second. He set me loose anyways, told me to wait for an opening.
I just gave you one.
No, that's a Bluetooth.
Appreciate it.
Maybe they call them openings in this world. You don't know.
What's it look like out there?
It's a hallway.
I think you're secure.
It's a bit low res.
Everyone's
Now it's better.
concentrating on the party. So far, your crazy plan's working.
And Dr. Emerald?
I don't have a fix on her. She's either at the party or at her office at the R&D facility here on the island. I'll scout out the party.
So you're gonna sip champagne while I break into a high security installation. It's like you
Sounds
got
fair.
this all figured out.
I'll save you a cocktail, Weenie.
Oh, well, in that case.
My cover isn't gonna survive the night, but it'll last a little longer, so you can't walk out the front door with me. This is the quickest way to the R&D facility. I disabled the security at the back door, but there'll be guards. Contact me when you're clear. And Jack, you know what's at stake here. This can't be about revenge.
I'm not here for Paul.
He's escaping!
Hold shift to enable time rush. That's right, still getting new powers.
Not too surprising.
Time punch.
Damn. That will hurt in the morning.
Okay.
My powers were growing. I was learning to control them better. That felt good. Who the hell designs these doors? Okay, I'm gonna have to move faster.
No, seriously, who does design these doors?
I guess people with time
How
powers.
would anyone without time powers utilize that door?
Very sci-fi and very Monarch. Something tells me it wasn't commissioned by them, though. Hey, Beth, I'm clear. What's next?
You'll see a radar tower up ahead soon. Let me know when you get inside.
All right.
Reload of everything. Alright. Oh no! Okay.
Take a second here, take a breather from those bullets that entered your body.
Oh, now after 2 weeks, I have to remember what the buttons are.
W moves forward, S moves back.
There we go. V. V for time vision. Oh god!
Maybe deal with the gun turret first?
Nah.
Oh god!
Also, can't you stop time on an enemy?
Damn it! Alright, so we have a light machine gun.
Yeah.
We're going to ignore
Like,
the fact that I can stop time.
One of the very first abilities you get, you stop time on people and fire bolts in them through time explosions. It's like the first time power they teach you.
I need to get across somehow.
Oh, but it's time bridge.
Yes.
Must be a way across.
However, we must come down here, use our quantum powers. And then use time run.
That's it.
Drydock's off turned into a disaster. It'll take weeks to stripped out carbon. But now we've got a shitload more bodies to disappear. Well, at least we got it under control now.
Sounds like the words of someone who does not have things under control.
Hey, look, that ability stops time.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
Time felt broken here.
The part says there's something to read.
Riverport Coastal Defenses. The coastal defense installation of Riverport was completed on August 2nd, 1940, and completed in September 1942 as America faced the realities of World War II. In addition to the fortifications and artillery, it also boasted an extensive tunnel system that linked Gull Island to the mainland, enabling free movement of personnel and material, even under siege conditions. It was built in preparation for an attack on the United States that, fortunately, never came. The original plan also called for the construction of a large naval base in Riverport to support the U.S. Navy in the Atlantic, taking advantage of the local shipbuilding industry. But as the United States entered World War II after Pearl Harbor, a change in resourcing priorities led to those plans being scrapped. This installation was in active use throughout the war, and the underground facilities continued to be used as a base for Navy intelligence work once World War II ended. The installation was decommissioned in 1961.
The old cannon. The timeline of the old cannon felt loose. I could shift it around.
Smart place to aim the cannon, guys.
I've been thinking. Monarch projections say these stutters are getting more frequent. If one hits while we're grabbing Dr. Amaral...
You'll be frozen. Yeah, I know. It's a risk.
Monarch specialist troopers have the stutterproof gear. I bet Dr. Amaral would have that in her office too.
I'll keep an eye out. See if I grab it for you.
Tires and upgrades. How many upgrade points we got? We got 3 upgrade points. Or 4 upgrade points.
5.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking at the cost,
Look
not
at
the
cost.
how
Yep.
much, yeah. Let's see. What's the speed one?
You need one more point.
Well, I also need to buy the first one before I can buy the second one.
Yeah.
Well, yes, but you need one more point to get that.
Oh, no, the first step is only 2.
Yeah.
Was it? It looked like it said 6.
6 is for the
The
melee
second
upgrade.
one's sick, yeah.
Ah.
That's what it was on initially. Increase focus is only 2.
Okay, now you need 3 more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can also do... Actually, before we do that, what's the cost? gonna save up for the increased size on time stop. Oh sure,
As well
duck
as
it.
orange chicken.
Do it the easy way.
Those soldiers are oblivious to you firing at guys 30 feet away from.
Can't believe that Joyce guy just gave himself up. Yeah, well, he's locked up tight now.
Guys, no wonder Monarch Solutions getting their ass kicked by one dude.
Interesting choice to snipe with a submachine gun.
Oh, this isn't the submachine gun. This is the heavy machine gun.
Yeah, the machine gun out for
Yeah.
Still, not exactly the greatest of sniping weapons.
Bam! Parkour!
It's you. Engaging target. Over.
Neutralize the target at once.
Oh my god!
Leg.
Oh no!
Oh, they're quantum block flying around.
Yeah, I remembered there was
Ah.
a reason I couldn't do time stop on them. I just didn't remember what.
You can't, however, do time run, so.
Yeah, so I guess that's a time affecting you and not.
Need to get to the radar tower.
No light machine gun.
Yes. Quick check around here. Okay. That's the shield button.
Beth, I'm at the radar tower. Where's the lab?
Below your feet. It's all top secret. The elevator inside will take you down.
Oh, seriously? What is this, a Bond villain layer?
You have no idea. Just don't fall into the shark tank.
Fuck.
Let me take another approach. You know how Monarch took over the old dry docks, what, 5, 6 years back? Just bought it all up and set up some kind of an industrial operation there or something? Well, it turns out they had a freak accident there this morning. One of those unfinished ships came crashing down. You probably heard all about it. It was pretty spectacular. You'd think there'd be some kind of explanation for what had to be a multi-million-dollar disaster. But guess which multinational corporation has no comment on that little event either? Now, I don't know about you folks, but it seems to me all of a sudden there's a lot of weird stuff going down and Monarch's name just keeps coming up. So what's Monarch doing about it? It's business as usual for them. In fact, they're throwing a party at their fancy mansion on Gull Island. From what I hear, it's gonna be a hell of a bash, but of course it's off limits to anybody who isn't a part of their clique. Kinda seems to me these guys bought out Riverport, and now they're getting drunk while the city burns. But I'm sure they've got our best interests in mind, huh?
All right.
And now that we have one more upgrade point. purchase increased size. Oh, another one down here. Yeah, I reminded myself of another mechanic from my previous playthrough of this game. If you're using time vision and you see the middle circle come up with like a radar, that shows you the way towards chronon particles.
Time points.
Yes, for time points.
Time to go points.
Put the time points into your time skills.
Tonight marks a momentous occasion. For years we have been building towards this day. Years of planning, developing, training. For me personally, this marks the end of a 17-year journey, and today we emerge from the shadows. We do so accepting great responsibility. I present to you the CFR, the Chronon Field Regulator. This device has been at the heart of our Chronon research since 2010, but I am here to assure you that it is so much more than just that. This device will be our salvation, and as promised, it is ready. To some of you, this means nothing. To others, everything. Rest assured, you will all know when the time is right. We are entering a volatile age. Great danger is coming our way. It cannot be prevented, but we can be protected. And so tonight is a celebration. A celebration in the face of darkness. We celebrate, but for some of you, this means nothing. For others, everything. Rest assured, you will all know when the time is right. We are entering a volatile age. Great danger is coming our way. It cannot be prevented, but we can be protected. And so tonight is a celebration in face of darkness. Tonight we celebrate because I promise to you that we are prepared. We are prepared for what comes next. We are prepared to do what is necessary. We are prepared to survive. Thank you.
Look at him. Not a care in the world.
Presumably, if you take the other path during the junction point in Act 2, then he is significantly more unhinged because he's focused more on Jack Joyce than on the speech.
I can see that.
It's one of the explicit things he calls out as being different about this timeline.
See Paul's still fond of his own voice.
Yeah, he's talking about a survival plan. Crowd's eating it up.
Uh-oh. Hit the spacebar. The Q in Quantum stands for quick time. Take some weapons here. Can't shoot them for some reason.
No. A different time plan than they are?
Yes.
Or something?
What is that? It's like a drain.
So now we are introduced to Chronon Dampeners. When you are within range of Chronon Dampener, you don't get time powers.
The device drained my powers.
We refer to it as a chronon dampener.
That's the way to go. Which means there's lore. Alright. Alright, all one email. From Paul Serene, the Lifeboat Protocol to Lifeboat Maintenance. Greetings, Lifeboat personnel. The day has finally come to commence Phase 3 of our plan. Tonight I will be hosting a gala to celebrate this monumental achievement, to which you are all invited. By now you've likely heard of the events that took place earlier today at Riverport University. Our path forward has not been impacted by this minor setback. We are ready for what comes next. Your part in this journey has not yet begun, but with the onset of the fracture will bring with it new challenges that are worth reiterating. I am not able to go over many of these issues in detail at tonight's gala, because many guests will not have knowledge of the Lifeboat Protocol. As such, I am including a high-level document outlining key points worth addressing. 1. The path forward, our journey ahead. 2. Lifeboat Protocol, status of the survival program. 3. Shifters, dangers awaiting us at the end of time. 4. R&D tour, our future at work. 1. The path forward. When you were first chosen for the Lifeboat Protocol, you were sent a package illustrating in great detail several events that would come to pass. It was stressed that these events were unavoidable. Many of you were reluctant to believe this, but every single one of these events has since occurred, including, to our great regret, the onset of the fracture. This provides empirical evidence of my knowledge and understanding of the future, and I trust it has dispelled your doubts. No future event that I have experienced can ever be prevented. This includes the end of time. It cannot be avoided. However, it can be survived. Survival in the end of time has been the primary mission of Monarch Solutions since its inception. Your loyalty to this cause will prove invaluable as we move forward. I know this isn't easy, but in the face of immutable facts, sacrifices must be made in the name of our survival. From this point forward, we will have to start making those sacrifices at a rapid pace. While we do know the exact date and time at which the complete end of time will occur, our knowledge about the escalation in stutters and time anomalies leading to it is far less complete. We do, however, know that it will be dangerous. For the first time in 17 years, we are entering a phase of the relative unknown. Adjustments will need to be made along the way, both in response to the events of the fractures process and the less cosmic events that we will find ourselves in. We ask for your patience in this trying time. 2. The Lifeboat Protocol. You are a chosen few who will survive the end of time. When the time stops, your journey will continue in the safety of the lifeboat. The Chronon particle harvesting operation is nearing completion. The lifeboat has been confirmed to be able to run solely on that Chronon power, as regulated by the Chronon field regulator. Current data indicates that the lifeboat will remain sustainable for approximately 50 years. Subjective years, of course, as no time at all will pass outside the lifeboat. Given the preliminary research we have achieved using the CFR, we estimate that it will take at least 2 subjective decades for the lifeboat team to discover a permanent solution for the end of time. Given the nature of the problem, this is of course highly speculative, and the solution could prove to be more elusive than we're hoping. However, by the time the Lifeboat Protocol is activated, we are confident that we'll be able to increase our Chronon particle reserves and their sustainability to a point where we have a runtime upwards of 200 subjective years. Or to put it another way, if there's a solution to the end of time, I am 100% confident that the Lifeboat team will have the necessary time to discover it. 3. Shifters. We briefed you all on the danger of Chronon-disrupted wave-function subjects, or what are now being referred to as shifters. We estimate that they will begin to emerge within stutters only as the end of time nears. The lifeboat has been tested, and we can say with absolute certainty that the stutter-proof technology will protect the lifeboat from shifters. Using a living sample in Dr. Kim's lab, we have proven that shifters cannot manifest without the presence of a stutter. We will make sure that you are transported to the safety of the lifeboat before they arrive. Floor 3 of the lifeboat has been built to house the Monarch Solutions Striker and Juggernaut squads, a paramilitary unit to combat shifters at the end of time. Their presence will likely not concern you. However, in the event that travel outside the safety of the lifeboat proves to be necessary for any reason, the Striker teams have been trained to navigate the end of time and successfully eliminate shifters. R&D tour. Tonight we'll be sending you VIP passes for the gala, which will permit entry into our high-security R&D facility on Gull Island. Many of you are, of course, already intimately familiar with these areas, given your technological and scientific expertise, but those who aren't will undoubtedly find it interesting. You're welcome to join a tour to view the various pieces of tech that Monarch has developed during Phase 2 to prepare for our journey forward. We welcome you to take this opportunity to see for yourself that every department necessary for the Lifeboat Protocol is completely on schedule. Your dedication to our cause will assure our survival. Dark times are coming, but you are the light at the end of the tunnel. You are humanity's salvation and hope. Together, we will survive. Paul Serene. Alright, listen, so I know we're already covering the end of the world, but I do want to introduce time ghosts to everyone. This is going to be a factor going forward. Time ghosts are, number 1, spooky, and number 2, ooky. And number 3, possibly kooky.
Are you sure this can't be traced back to us?
Possible. I've adjusted the flight controls so the drone will crash into the villa in your orbit.
Very good. I'll make sure that Sophia's in position when the time is right. Wait for my call.
It was some kind of surveillance drone. Knowing that Monarch had eyes in the sky made me a little uneasy.
Gotta come around for the other side for that one. Alright. Chronon disrupted wave function subjects, aka shifters. Key attributes. Theorized to exist in a state of quantum superposition, surrounded by highly dangerous distortion field. Highly resistant to injury, conventional weapons useless. Populate in the end of time. Can only exist in zero state, inside stutters. Appearance is likely once fracture progresses. As a result, shifters cannot enter stutter-proofed areas. Procedures. Keep your distance. If not aggressive, do not provoke. Avoid confrontation. Seek cover inside stutter-proofing. Maintain stutter-proofing at all cost. If forced to engage, assemble superior numbers with Chronon tech weapons. No heroics. If there is something strange in your neighborhood, it could possibly be time ghosts.
Okay, I gotta get to Dr. Agnell's office. Serene ordered Hatch to kill me because he didn't want to put his plan at risk. Seeing the scale of that facility, I started realizing just how deep that plan went. Maybe wondering, time was ending. What was it all for? That's all.
Your weapon. Oh no, he's got a big robot hand. It's the little tiny head on top is just great.
Sir, I'm pretty sure the weapons part of your R&D is developing villains for a video game. I mean, seriously, they're leaving obvious openings in the side, so they have weak points.
Look, shifters don't have guns. It's not something they need to worry about.
Device drained my powers.
We refer to it as a chronon dampener.
Oh, that brings it back a bit.
It did, but we still keep all of the chronon particles that we picked up and all the other stuff, so
Serene ordered
we don't have
Hatch
to go.
kill me because he didn't want to put his plan at risk. Seeing the scale of that facility, I started realizing just how deep that plan went. Made me wonder. If time was ending, what was it all for?
Take a gun.
Put the gun in your pocket. Skip the cutscene.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so the actual way you're supposed to beat these guys is not with the side panels, it's the big glowing weak sign on the back. Yes, that is the weak spot. There we go.
No, still there.
Yeah, I know. There we go.
They can take his crazy rock. If not, it's built in the.
Yeah, unfortunately, no. It's powered by the suit.
Oh, very sad.
If we could become Tiny Headman, then we could, in fact.
We can't do that. His head's too small.
These things were designed by walking tanks.
They weren't for you. Don't flatter yourself.
It was clear that Monarch had been building the Chronon technology for years. They were prepared for the fracture.
None of it would have been possible without the CFR.
Oh, hello. We might be able to get out from here. Guessing this isn't the usual employee route.
Oh.
I knew that Monarch had technology to let their soldiers move in stutters, but this was bigger than that. Somehow, time flowed normally in that area. Suddenly, Monarch's lack of concern about time stopping made a hell of a lot more sense.
So, fun fact, the motif here, both the hexagon and the little thing, these show up in Control. One more than the other, but... Let's see. And... yeah, that's it. Just seeing the clackers in here is what we needed. Unfortunately, they are not Hamon clackers.
Well, now it's just
Dr.
a
Admiral's office must be close.
Alright, quit by the angry dog.
Alarms. Looks like nobody here knows about the mess I made on the way in. Nice job, Beth.
We're not listening to the slow-mo people talk. Okay. From Martin Hatch, must move forward. To Clarice Ogawa. I've aided in Jack Joyce's escape from his cell. He is here to kidnap Dr. Sophia Amro. This presents the perfect opportunity to move forward with our agenda. Tonight we send Monarch into a state of chaos. Tonight we ensure Paul Serene's downfall. When Paul hears about Jack's escape, he will order Sophia Amro to be locked away in the villa for protection. As Jack nears her location, have Stetson sabotage the drone surveillance so that his movements will remain undetected. Assist Joyce's mission in any covert manner possible. Sophia is Paul's only resource capable of developing the treatments he needs. With her out of the picture, we only need to destroy his remaining treatments in order to render Paul helpless as his sickness grows. All of his treatments are kept in Dr. Kim's lab. I will gain access to the area and ensure the entire lab is destroyed. I predict that Paul's sickness will take hold within 6 hours of these events, spurred by the increasingly frequent stutters. Only then will we make our final move.
Okay, so what you're saying is, screw what we're doing right now, let's just go to Denny's.
Now, unfortunately, as Jack admitted to, TPS reports, as Jack admitted to, he's not really here to kill Paul, although it'd be great if Paul just ate a stray bullet for no reason. Who knows what can happen. But he's specifically here to get the doctor, so the doctor can fix the time machine, so they can go back and get the contingency that will hopefully help stop the end of time. To Beth Wilder, from Fiona Miller. Date October 9th, 2016, 6:32 p.m. Subject, Joyce in custody? I just got word that Jack Joyce is in Monarch custody. Walked right into the mansion on Gull Island and gave himself up. What the hell are you two up to? If you want my help from the inside, then I need to know what's going on. Fiona. To Fiona Miller, from Beth Wilder. Date October 9th, 2016, 6:48 p.m. Joyce in custody? Yeah. Oops. I'm sure you noticed things didn't go exactly according to plan at Ground Zero. Seems like a running theme tonight. Can't go into details now, but we found something that I believe is the key to retrieving the countermeasure. The solution is in sight, but we need to kidnap Sophia Amro in order to get it to work. Jack gave himself up as part of a plan to get him inside. I'm on my way to release him so we can get Amro, a poor man's Trojan horse. Desperate times, desperate measures. What's your status? Any update on the Dr. Kim lead? We may need your help from inside to pull this off. Any chance you can lower security in and around the R&D facility? Our plans might actually overlap for once. I'm going to attempt to access Dr. Kim's lab tonight during the gala to find out if he knew about the countermeasure. I still think that's our strongest lead. However, if I get inside, I should be able to shut down some of the security measures from inside. The problem is that getting inside that lab might prove to be a long shot. Couldn't get a hold of Admiral's keycard, so I've resorted to shameless flirting in order to find a means in. I'm going to the gala as Charlie Wincott's date, in hopes that he can get me inside. That's if I can hold back from punching out the douche for that long. Consider this a test of restraint. I know you think Jack is the key to obtaining the countermeasure, but the evidence is really stacking up that Dr. Kim knew something about the device. All the research he did in that lab is classified. They're hiding something big in there. I'll let you know what I find. I warn you that your plan on the island sounds reckless, but I'm sure you're fully aware. Keep in mind that the minute Dr. Amaral goes missing, the entirety of Monarch is going to be hunting you down. She's the only thing keeping Serene alive. He won't let her go without a fight. Keep safe. Raiden emails. Instructions for tonight. 2 Monarch security team leads. People, it seems we're having an even busier day than we anticipated. Be aware that both Liam Burke and Jack Joyce are now being held in the detention center at the island. It should go without saying that Burke no longer has any authority within Monarch Solutions. Should be treated as any other detainee. Do not let him poop! His pooping privileges have been revoked! Both Burke and Joyce are considered exceptionally dangerous, and Joyce particularly so. He is Chronon active and should be handled with caution. That said, Joyce has given himself up. It's possible that he's realized the futility of his position, and the fight has simply gone out of him, but I'm not convinced that he has no ulterior motive. Mr. Serene has to concentrate on his speech tonight. It's extremely important to the future of this company, so please ensure that everything goes smoothly. In the meantime, I will personally be conducting an interrogation of Joyce. Please expect my arrival at the detention center shortly. Martin Hatch.
That's Amaral's office.
Alright, hold on, I need some water for this. CFR briefing by Dr. Sophia Amaral. It's no exaggeration to say that the Chronon Field Regulator, or the CFR, is at the heart of all Monarch's technological advances. It has taken on a somewhat mythical quality, given its origins and the vital role it plays in the Lifeboat project, but in actuality, the CFR's applications are very practical. That's not to say that the CFR hasn't had a course-altering impact on the work Monarch Solutions does. It's been hugely influential in development of both the stutter-proofing technology that allows us to shield large areas from the effects of the zero state, enabling time to keep flowing within them even as it stops everywhere else, as well as the smaller, personalized application of the same technology, the portable Chronon harnesses that allow our soldiers and technicians to operate freely within stutters. That is one long-ass sentence. We think of Dr. Henry Kim as the father of all this technology, and deservedly so, but for all his brilliance, it was his dedication to uncovering the secrets of the CFR that allowed him to make his breakthroughs. Despite Dr. Kim's hard work, the CFR's functionality is still not fully understood, and we have not been able to replicate the device. Having more than one of them would obviously be greatly advantageous to us, but we find ourselves in a precarious position where in order to fully investigate it, we would have to take it apart. Given its immense power, such an undertaking would pose obvious risks. Perhaps even more importantly, there's no guarantee that we'd be able to put it back together again. Given that it's vital to the implementation of the Lifeboat Protocol, it's our policy to leave it intact. We do know, however, that the CFR can not only store an immense amount of Chronon particles, it can also tap into the Meyer-Joyce field, and with great precision, manipulate it. It's this unique ability that our own Chronon technology replicates, albeit at far less control and efficiency. It's also what makes the Lifeboat Protocol a reality. By itself, our stutter-proofing technology is powerful and reliable, but its rate of Chronon particle consumption is high, and it increases at an alarming rate as we widen the volume of space the stutter-proofing covers. This would, on the face of it, make the stutter-proofing a very temporary solution indeed. One that could perhaps buy us some subjective weeks once entering a permanent zero state, but which would ultimately only delay the inevitable. However, the CFR changes all of that. When the permanent stutter-proofing installed on the lifeboat, indeed the very stutter-proofing that makes the lifeboat in the first place, is directed by the CFR, the system becomes vastly more efficient. Our Chronon particle consumption is reduced to around 1% of what it otherwise would be. Given that Chronon particles are hard to source, even at our Ground Zero installation, and our stockpiles are decidedly limited, that means that the CFR makes the difference between the lifeboat being a temporary stopgap solution and a very long-term undertaking that, hopefully, allows us to eventually find a solution to the end of time.
That there looks like what Beth wanted. Oh, shit. Amaral's at the party. This stutter won't last. I better find a way out of here and get to the party.
Chronon disrupted wave function subjects, aka shifters. aka time ghosts. Slide 1. Much of what we know about the shifters is theoretical, based on observations made by Mr. Serene, and the limited experimentation we have been able to conduct on the only subject we have managed to capture. They do not seem to have a stable physical presence. Rather, the data we are gathering appears to be fragmented and contradictory, as if there were countless versions of the subject occupying the same space. Our current theory is that they somehow exist in a persistent state of quantum superposition, or to put it another way, with reference to the famous Schrodinger's cat thought experiment, the cat is both alive and dead at the same time. The full mechanics and implications of this exceed our current understanding, but on a practical level, it seems to make them highly resistant to injury. It appears that even if the shifter encounters deadly force, it may kill one of its aspects, but because it exists as multiple iterations of itself, including iterations that were not killed by the force, it doesn't stop. Current theory suggests that the only way to stop a shifter is to cause its wave function to collapse from the superposition to a single eigenstate? I think that's... how do you say that? In practical terms, the shifter must be affected with deadly force enough times for it to run out of healthy versions of itself. As such, direct confrontation with a shifter should be a last resort. Slide 2. Contact with a shifter is extremely dangerous. We know that they are essentially mobile repositories of vast amounts of chronon particles, and that they can only exist in a zero state, an area which has been depleted of chronon particles, typically by a fault in the Meyer-Joyce field that encompasses the universe. Colloquially, we refer to these as stutters in time. We also know that shifters are hostile to any source of chronon particles other than themselves within stutters, so any chronon-active individual within a stutter may find themselves targeted by shifters. It appears that movement in stutters, by which we mean the very movement of particles within the space in which time flows, not merely the movement of an individual, disturbs them, and they respond with considerable aggression. As discussed previously, the shifters are extremely resistant to damage. They are also quite physically formidable, but their biggest threat is the distortion field around them. Its exact nature is unknown, but we know it warps the properties of the space surrounding them, exerting great physical stress and unpredictable forces on its surroundings. Again, in practical terms, close proximity to a shifter may be fatal even if no actual physical contact takes place. Slide 3. The stutterproofing technology Monarch Solution has advanced offers solid protection against shifters. Time flows normally within a stutterproofed area, so shifters simply cannot exist within them. Therefore, as long as stutterproofing remains active, shifters are not a problem. However, stutterproofing of large outside areas is not feasible given our chronon particle budget, so we have developed another technology to defend against shifters, the chronon dampeners. A chronon dampener works by annihilating free-floating chronon particles in a specified area. As shifters' forms are hypersaturated with chronon particles, they cannot enter an area in which a chronon dampener is active without their wave function collapsing. Therefore, our operatives in the field have a solid portable defense against shifters. Our own technology is shielded against the dampener's effects, so activities and stutters undertaken by our strikers and other operatives are not hindered. However, as an unfortunate side effect, the dampeners have a crippling effect on individuals who are chronon active without the aid of technology. Accordingly, should Mr. Serene be present, you should always make him aware of your intentions before activating a dampener. You may rest assured that the dampener is not powerful enough to do actual physical harm to Mr. Serene, whose system constantly produces new chronon particles to replace the ones that are lost, but as the dampener's effects are unpleasant and enervating, such an encounter is likely to lead to an awkward conversation about future career prospects. Don't trap your boss in the spooky ghost trap.
But it was funny.
Projected fracture progression. We've looked at the preliminary data on the frequency and severity of the stutters and crunched the numbers, and the results are alarming. Our original projection, which gave us years until the fracture reached the point where time breaks down completely, does not match up with the projection of stutters we are experiencing. Put simply, the stutters are happening more and more frequently, clearly indicating that the Meyer-Joyce field is breaking down much faster than we thought. Taking the rate of acceleration, we can hypothesize that we might have as little as 24 hours until we reach the end of time, or the point at which time stops and no longer starts up again. We do not know why the original projection was wrong, and why that data, which we do consider reliable, coming as it does from Mr. Serene, seems to entirely contradict our current findings. Regardless, the main issue seems clear. In order to achieve Monarch Solutions' stated goals, the Lifeboat Protocol should be activated ASAP.
The Admiral had tried to warn Paul. The end of time was approaching quickly. Less than 24 hours away.
Mr. Serene believed it would take years to run its course. Admittedly, he was wrong.
Okay. To Sophia Amaral, from Paul Serene. February 24th, 2013, 6:35 a.m. Subject, Dream Journal 1. Sophia, as promised in our latest session, I am now going to transcribe what I recall from my dreams. I still have doubts this exercise will help alleviate my symptoms, but I'm willing to explore the idea further if you truly believe in its merit. For someone who is not a medical doctor, let alone a mental health professional, you seem to take a great interest in my thoughts. Not that I don't appreciate it. Here is my first attempt. I recall a haunting image of 7 red doors. Each door had a wrought iron handle that was dripping liquid metal onto the ground, creating a pool in the middle of the room. I looked down into the aqueous metallic glow at my feet to see my own glimmering reflection, revealing that I had aged half a lifetime. Startled, I looked back up to discover only one door remained. Jack Joyce stood in front of it. The heat in the room was overwhelming. Jack was sweating profusely, his skin red and peeling open. He begged me to take him back home, but there was no door leading home. I opened the only door left and entered, discovering that we were back in the same room we had just exited. He refused to come to terms with this and opened the door again. I followed him over and over as he desperately opened the doors, forever leading us back where we started. The heat grew, and he howled in pain, begging to know why I made the other doors disappear, why there was only one path. He begged me to bring the other doors back. He begged me to take him home. The iron pool burst into flames. Jack screamed in agony. I grabbed him, told him that we needed to learn to endure the heat, to embrace the flame. I knew it would come to pass eventually, but the only way to survive it was to accept its inevitability. My body began swaying rapidly, dancing to the movement of the flames around me, until my bones faded out of existence, and I surrendered to the fire until we were one and the same. It was about this time that the acid kicked in, and then things got really fucking weird. I was no longer one being in one place and time. My life force spread evenly across the flames, until I was no longer an individual in one body, but a grander, shifting entity. I could feel Jack being consumed within my essence. I felt a power within the heat, a clarity of intent. I forgot about my desire to ever return from the flames, because the body that I once desired to return was lost forever. I became the very thing that I entered, and it became me, a cyclical fury chasing itself, Ouroboros. I woke up in a cold sweat. I quickly wrote down words that poisoned my mind in that moment. Delmore Schwartz was right. Time is the fire. P.S. Omegaverse. With Jack Joyce in our custody, I thought it relevant to forward you a message.
From Sophia Amal. What the fuck?
Do not underestimate the significance he holds in your life. I understand your concern that he is reluctant to accept the inevitability of what is coming. However, when he sees the whole picture, he'll have no choice but to believe. We've all had our doubts once. You showed us the light. Give him time. Okay, thankfully we're out of the science room. Hey, she's playing games on company time.
Playing Alan Wake on company time.
She's faking it. That's not where Children of the Elder God plays. Plays in a cornfield with a giant-ass stadium. You can see that on our YouTube channel.
I think the implication is that she is singing Children of the Elder God.
Well,
not
yeah.
that looking for is playing.
Fair enough. Anyway.
Could just be a fan of the song.
Oh no, spooky baby photo. Martin Hatch, the purpose of the gala, to Monarch team leads. Greetings. It has been brought to my attention that there is some confusion as to the reason for the upcoming evening gala on Gull Island. I understand that some feel such a celebration is frivolous, even misguided, in the aftermath of last night's events at Riverport University and the now present, steadily advancing fracture in time. These concerns are understandable, but they are missing the bigger picture. Monarch Solutions is now entering a phase in which its true purpose will be fulfilled. We have finally arrived at the moment for which we have spent years preparing. The purpose of this event is twofold. First of all, for those selected to be part of the Lifeboat Project as scientists, technicians, support personnel, or in some other role, it will be important to see and hear Paul Serene. Continued confidence in the survival program is vital for the continued survival of Monarch. I'm sorry to the slow Children of the Elder God cover in the background. This is particularly important given recent events. We need to present a desirable and reassuring counterpoint to the sacrifices we had to make. Naturally, not everybody at the party will be among the chosen few, so a certain degree of informational hygiene will be required. I trust you will ensure that those reporting to you are informed precisely to the degree necessary. Secondly, for all of our autonomy and vast resources, Monarch is not functionally independent from the rest of society. In order for our plans to succeed, we will need the support and cooperation of the authorities and numerous business partners, even though they don't know our true goals. A demonstration of power and confidence, as well as a clear message that Monarch has the will and the reach to fulfill our plans, will go a long way towards securing that support. This is particularly important given our recent hardline approach. We cannot weather the storm of public opinion without support from Riverport's higher echelons. If they consider us weak or a liability, they may choose to probe deeper into our activities. This is precisely the kind of escalation we do not need at this critical juncture. In conclusion, this is a tremendously important event for the future of Monarch Solutions and for the future itself. If there are any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. And this last one is a red herring. It's a Chronon down there that we can't get. Yet. Until we go down.
Quite
Until you just
expensive piece
go
of
in.
tech you stole.
Yep.
Bill me. I knew Beth's cover wouldn't last long. I had to get it to her at the party before it was too late.
Oh, right.
Guns made to operate in a stutter. Paul had clear priorities. Time ends, guns don't.
From Sophia Admiral, The Time Machine, to Monarch Team Leads. Hello. I've just been informed that the Time Machine core we obtained from the university has reached Monarch HQ safely, and is currently being installed into the new Time Machine corridor system we have constructed here. As you know, the core of the Time Machine is the Time Machine. The corridor around it is merely the user interface. This means, of course, that once the installation work is complete, we have effectively moved the Time Machine from the university into Monarch HQ. That said, we don't intend to use it. Let me repeat that. There are no current plans to use the machine. We are not sure how safe it would be to use, given that its initial activation has caused the fracture. I personally believe that now the core has been activated, further use would be safe, but make no mistake, this is a hypothesis, not a proven fact. We know that the machine chaps into the universal Meyer-Joyce field, and somehow that connection has caused the fracture in the field, apparently because of a misconfiguration. We are looking into specifics, but until we know for sure, it would be irresponsible to use the machine. However, having it in place gives us a degree of control. It allows us in an emergency to travel backwards, although obviously we can go no further than to the time of its activation last night, or forwards as might be required. Obviously, being fully secured at our building's restricted area on the top floor also means that nobody else can use the machine. I have to reiterate that the only person who may authorize the use of the time machine is Paul Serene. I do not have that authority. Martin Hatch does not have that authority. The only person who does is Mr. Serene. He takes this issue very seriously, and I strongly suggest that you do the same. So, that is actually a nice detail that I like about the way the time travel works, is that barring the initial screw-up with Paul, which let him go back further, using the time machine only lets you go back to, at maximum, the time that the time machine was first used.
You cannot use the physical time machine to go back in time prior to the time machine.
Yes. So you don't get into a situation where you're like, oh, well, I'll just go 5 minutes before the time machine got activated, or I'll go, 5 minutes before I went to go deactivate the time machine 5 minutes before, or weird quantum stacking nonsense like that.
Yeah.
From Charlie Wincott. Oh, sorry. This is a reply. To Fiona Miller from Charlie Wincott. Date October 8th, 2016, 10:12 a.m. Subject: What's up, girl? So I had a dream about you last night. It wasn't anything bad, don't worry, but it was pretty fucking weird. Let's just say that you have a second mouth hidden under your arm that keeps on insisting that the international stock market's being controlled by the Pittsburgh Steelers. This would be a real good time to tell me. I mean, I don't usually have premonitions or anything. I don't believe in that crap. But just the same, I'd hate for that one to turn out to be true. Or that weird one about, like, doors melting into liquid metal and fire. Has anyone else had that dream? I feel like it's just me. Oh, and also that mouth eats nothing but sausages, real chompy chomp style. So, you know, there's probably something Freudian happened there. Just wanted you to know. What are you up to, Charlie? To Charlie Wincott from Fiona Miller. Jesus, Charlie, I can tell you're a man of great sophistication. Did you major in smooth talk or... Also, hey, speaking of education, I heard rumors about that op coming up at the university. I know you know, because you always know about that sort of stuff. It sounds pretty serious. What the hell is that all about?
So I had to dip away for about 10-15 minutes. I didn't happen to miss Time Knife Part 2 yet, have I?
You have not missed Time Knife Part 2 now.
Thank God.
Time Knife Part 2, I believe, doesn't come until, like, Act 4.
Oh, okay.
I think. Well, as far as the university thing goes, I can't really talk about that. I mean, yeah, obviously I know I'm, like, the first person they talk to about something like that, but it's classified. I'm sure as hell wouldn't put that down in an email, so maybe you should just come down and talk to me. You know, if I was free to talk about it, which I'm obviously not. Bring food. Seriously, I can't talk about it. I don't even want to know how you know about that. But you should still bring me food, not sausages. Don't make this weird.
Too late.
Already read that one. This office is locked. Alright. Now that we've had aggressive amounts of lore dump.
The Monarch combat gear was unwieldy. What I'd taken from Dr. Amaral's office was much lighter. Almost like a civilian model.
Oh, we're finally in part 2 of Act 3. But we're still in offices, and you know what that means.
More exposition.
The lifeboat, located underneath Monarch HQ. Access sealed and activated. Completely stutter-proofed. Maintained with chronon particles sourced from Ground Zero. Particle flow directed by the CFR. Twofold purpose. Guarantee survival of human race. Find a way to restart time. Limited capacity. Personnel chosen based on vital skills. Complete discretion required. Note, Mr. S will give speech tonight at Gala, groundwork for activation. Mr. H has limited availability, busy with Joyce. Contact his assistant, diversion. Pay attention. Adventurous religious singles dating website. Adventurous religious singles. Pure thrills for the pure of heart. Find your soulmate. Meet the one he meant for you. Abstain together. Enjoy the tension. There is room for all in the closet of the Lord.
There's a lot to unpack there.
There's a lot to unpack there. You know what, buddy? I'm sorry I shot you. You're already in hell. Hell is that website.
I'm sorry you have to live on this earth.
From Paul Serene. Time Machine. To Paul Serene. From Cara Aviero. Paul, the Time Machine core has successfully been transported to HQ and installed in the Monarch Time Machine frame on the top floor of the tower. The crew is getting restless. They really need some insight into the next steps. I understand the details of your plan remain confidential for a reason, but any information you can give us would be extremely helpful. Come on. Kara, thank you for the update. We do not require the time machine to be activated in the near future, but from this point forward, I want technicians on standby. Our plan requires absolute control. That is what the time machine represents. More than anything, we want to protect the machine from falling into the hands of our enemies. We have to deny them the opportunity to disrupt our plans. We may not be able to change the past, but if my travels have proven anything, it's that the past can help us better prepare for the steps to come. Those steps will be made clear to you very soon. Okay.
Garage. Sounds like the way out of this place.
Aha. And nothing. Another hungry door.
Yep, doors tend to be hungry.
All I had to do was make it through the garage. Seems simple enough.
It was not simple enough.
Yeah. Oh.
Open fire!
Oh, shit.
Jack Joyce and the same company is now present at the R&D facility garage. Meet Jack Joyce same company to be neutralized at all costs. Weapons free.
Get behind him!
Alarm's not gonna make my life any easier. There's gotta be a way out of here.
Adventures in Flesh by L. Hackle. Chapter 11.
Is somebody playing an audiobook
When the
over the radio?
Archibald finally
Whoever that is, shut it off now.
his dungeon.
I think I'll just leave that right there.
Somebody find out where that's coming from. This is supposed to be a secure channel.
West. He was still dressed in his impeccable suit, soft as velvet, wearing the horn-rimmed glasses that gave him an air
I'm-
of indisputable authority.
Yes, we are playing a god-awful audiobook over the radio just to piss people off.
With feverish anticipation, I squirmed.
I'm curious what this book is named.
So, he said, here we are.
It says it at the
Your
start, but I
Captain
forgot.
And I can't wait to send my adventurer party into the darkest dungeon, located in the soft, damp underbelly of your citadel. He paused,
Not my citadel!
his lips,
Alright.
and I brought along my 10-foot pole.
It's also an erotic audiobook.
It is an erotic audiobook. It's called Adventures in Flesh.
Yes, I'll take out the battling ram, my pretty. Whatever it takes to smash my way into your sanctum sanctorum. He nodded.
This person had the best voice job in the entire cast.
Look, not to break the scene, but please nod if you're still into this. I mean, just to be sure, I don't want there to be any. I mean, we're not idiots here, right? Fantasy's great, but you know, explicit consent's the secret sauce, right? He giggled sensually. I stayed very, very still. Then I nodded. His face broke into a devilish grin. Well, he said, as he pulled on the leather gloves and picked up the oversized D20. Let's play.
So I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I did not know that existed. I hit that completely by accident.
Damn.
I knew Time Knife existed.
Everything down. Maybe I can turn it off.
Oh no, it's a guy with a backpack.
Shit. Okay.
To be fair, I think the experience was better that you weren't aware of it, because you couldn't pause and prepare us for it. It was just stumbling upon it.
That's what I'm talking about.
Well, that sure was a threat.
Behold, a regular tier enemy.
Dr. Emerald's at the party.
Yeah, I just spotted her. Wanna be my date?
Yeah, save me that cocktail weenie. I'll make my way there.
Serene's finished his speech and he knows you're loose. He's headed your way. Remember what we said. I'll keep him occupied, but switch to the Monarch frequency to make sure you stay out of his
Oh no, you don't want to be on the Monarch frequency right now.
I'll see you at the party.
Maybe she does.
Yeah, maybe she does. Hey.
I don't judge.
Yeah. She's fine with it, she's fine with it. Oh god. Hit the wrong button.
Don't forget you can time dash melee. Not a bad thing to do if you're right next to someone.
That's what I was trying to do, but I hit the shield button instead of the melee button, and when you run into somebody in time stop, you stop time stopping. There we go.
Ah, big guy.
Who's just as vincible as the last big guy. Fresh light machine gun.
Yep.
Oh, buddy. Wham! Time punch!
That's the last of them.
Oh. Yes, please.
And you're back for some quality time with Bobby Radford. Hope you're doing okay tonight, Riverport. It's been a pretty freaky day, and I'm kind of hoping things will calm down now. I'd sure like to go back to normal, put these events behind us. Personally, I feel like that ain't gonna happen, you know? Ain't no going back to normal. Back in the day, I used to think that Monarch was good news for this town. It brought in a lot of jobs, and I don't know if you remember it, but man, did we need those jobs bad. Unfortunately, that came with a price tag, and we're paying for it now. Now, they're playing those classic corporate games where they keep screwing us. And they lie about it, and they deny responsibility. And even if somebody manages to nail their asses to the wall for it, they'll just lawyer up and wiggle off the hook somehow. Hell, that's business as usual in America, folks. You get used to that. It's what they all do in the end, one way or another. But Monarch, I keep flashing back to how Monarch security boys work people over at the university. How maybe they did worse than that. Shit. We used to cops getting away with that. But these guys don't even have badges. That kind of thing, it just don't sit right with Bobby, Riverport. And it shouldn't sit right with you. So get off your ass and do something about it. Call your councilman now.
One thing real quick here before we go on. There it is. Refill on assault rifle ammo. Might as well while it's free.
I need the exact coordinates for Joyce ASAP. Monarch Actual is moving in to intercept.
This is Home Guard 5. Just spotted him entering the tunnel system outside the party grounds.
Beth? Huh. Again. I could see the mansion where the gala was. I had to find a way to get there.
Delicious quantum. Da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, you have a full 6 points.
Earned by increased recovery. And we're by maximum focus time for the dodge. Because when those big enemies start showing up where we need to start hitting things on their back, having the maximum amount of slowdown time will be very nice. Ah, I fell.
I could see the energy field of another Monarch Chronon damper. It would drain my powers. I'd have to find a way to shut it off. My powers won't work within that sphere. I better be careful. How am I gonna get out of this?
Ah! We're at a checkpoint. Well, there's that panel.
There it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. The white screen on white light in very light backlighting was not pleasant to look at.
Parkour.
Parkour. You're a big guy, right?
They have a time field of some sort.
Yes, they produce a shield that nullifies several of the time slowdown powers. Like, we can't slow him down. He's immune to the effects of the dash slowdown for more than like a brief second. There we go.
You were headed for the party. What was your plan?
I needed to get to Dr. Amaral before the stutter ended and Monarch found out I was coming.
There's gotta be a way to get past that gate.
The carbine rifle, which we have not seen until now.
And they want you to jump from the roof of the...
Ah, yeah.
Hence why the angle when it does it pulls back, you can see the roof.
True. Here.
That would have been great if you
I
had
was not gonna lie, I was prepared for hilarity. Sorry.
Beth should be here somewhere. Need to get to her before the stutter ends.
Swoon text message. Serene just finished the speech. I can't take it, he's too much. I swear I could eat that guy up with a spoon.
Mr. Serene's speech had been a success.
The world was falling apart, but the wine and cheese crowd was enjoying their little goddamn soiree.
Delicious.
Here.
Seagulls.
Herbs.
Seagulls. Stop it now.
Easy, 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 Beth. Hey. It's okay. It's me.
Jesus. Look at all this.
Well, this is your style. These people have no idea you're shitting up half a Paul's little amusement park.
Yeah, well, Monarch does. I don't think my cover's gonna last.
Yeah, well, I don't think it would do much good for the next part anyway.
Okay, Dr. Amaral somewhere inside the mansion. Let's go grab her. Better lock the door before anybody notices.
Okay, lead the way.
And this is where Fiona and Charlie were sitting. And here's Quantum. What spread they got? Fancy cheeses,
Yep. Well,
fruits.
sort of. That's
Hey, it took a lot of work to set up 3 cheese and fruit platters to look exactly the same as each other.
it's also just cheddar and blue cheese.
Like, they spent all their time making sure that all 3 platters looked exactly the same. Every time someone took a piece, someone had to go out there and remove the same piece from their platters.
Where'd you get hummus?
I'll say, did anyone else see hummus? Because I don't.
This hummus, if it existed, is fantastic.
Theoretical hummus.
Oh no, he's gonna spill the 4th cheese and 4th fruit platter.
Okay, we can make that work.
It's gonna take so much work to make the other platters match. Hope you're ready.
Oh, guys! Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I need to get another drink before we start this one. Jesus. Okay. From Bruce Livingstone. My screenplay, part 2. Hey, Sophia.
Oh, yes.
Still haven't gotten any notes back from you on the first half of my screenplay, but I'm finishing the second half now, so I'll send it your way. Let me know what you think. Time Knife, written by Bruce Livingstone. Act 2. Bruce has just had his best friend killed by his boss, Paul Marine. Bruce now has a time knife that sends things through time if he stabs them. He is going to Paul Marine's wedding now, and tell his girlfriend so fine not to marry him, because he's a real shitty guy. Interior, wedding building, day. It is a wedding. Paul Marine and his girlfriend so fine are getting married. So fine is real attractive. If most girls are ham sandwiches, then she is a 16-ounce steak. Bruce enters the wedding building. Stop! Bruce! Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'm so happy that you came!
You can't marry Paul Marine, he's a real shitty guy.
He's lying.
I'm not. He killed my best friend with time bullets.
But that's impossible. Time travel doesn't exist yet.
That's what they want us to think, but I actually have a knife that is also a time machine and sends people through time when I stab them.
I want to believe you, but that doesn't make sense.
I'll prove it. Bruce grabs SoFine's mom. Here's a bunch of money for lottery tickets. Bruce gives SoFine's mom a bunch of money for lottery tickets. He stabs her with the time knife, but gently, not violently, so that she will travel through time. She disappears. SoFine's mom enters the wedding building. She is now wearing different clothes.
He is right. He stabbed me gently with the time knife, and I was sent to the past. He also gave me a bunch of money, which I used to buy a lottery ticket that I knew would win, and now I have $1 million. You helped my mom become rich. Thank you, Bruce.
You made me rich the first moment I saw you, rich in my heart, with love.
I always loved you most, but Paul Marine and I just got married. You're too late.
Or is he? The minister pulls off his mask. He's actually George Washington. Bruce knew that you were getting married, so he stabbed himself and traveled to the past, then stabbed me so that I would be sent to this time. I then pretended to be a wedding minister for the ceremony, but I'm actually not a minister at all, which means the marriage isn't official.
You did all this for me?
Yes, I stabbed George Washington because I loved you. Also, the man you were about to marry wasn't actually Paul Marine. Paul Marine takes off his mask. It's Slobbo, Bruce's best friend. This is actually a fake wedding. I saved Slobbo's life, and then had him disguise himself as your boyfriend to make it look real. But it was actually a test to see if we were meant to be.
The only thing meant to be is your death.
SoFine pulls out a gun. She pulls off her mask. It's the real Paul Marine. But how?
I followed you to the past using my time bullets and discovered your plan to marry SoFine. So I already married SoFine in the past. She didn't want to, but then I showed her this baby.
Paul Marine reveals a baby.
I told her that this baby is actually our baby from the future, and that I used time bullets to travel with the baby back to the past to show her that we now had a family together in the future. But in reality, it is just a baby that I stole this is mine.
Then whose baby isn't? The real SoFine enters wearing futuristic pants and a shirt.
Ours!
Are you SoFine from the future?
Yes, you are very quick to understand things. I came to the past to tell you that you in the future, tell you that in the future you and I got married, Bruce. We had a very active and highly satisfying sex. Which was the birth of our future child. Uruga! That is the baby that Paul Marine is now holding. He stole our baby.
But why?
Paul Marine stole our baby, then traveled in the past. They could use the baby as a lie to trick younger me to marry him instead of saying it was actually the baby that he would have with me in the future. The past version of me believed him, and because of that I married Paul instead, and no longer ever marry you at all. Oh, man. It's over, Bruce. We're married.
Until death do you part. Bruce pulls out the time knife. Paul Marine pulls out his gun with the time bullets inside. They have the best fight of any movie ever. At the end, Bruce has Paul Marine with a knife to his neck. It's been a slice. Bruce lifts his knife up to cut Paul Marine.
You won't get me this easy.
Paul Marine aims the gun at himself and shoots himself 30 times. The clip is bigger than a regular pistol. Paul disappears, but then 30 Paul Marines enter.
I shot myself 30 times. I was sent to many different times at the same time, which means that there were 30 of me. Now we are all here to kill you.
Which means that each of you has a time bullet inside of you.
Of course, but I made sure that we were all shot in areas that have no vital organs, and we'll get the bullets removed after we kill you.
Unfortunately for you, I traveled to the past earlier and took your gun, and added an electric charge on each of your time bullets. I control the electric charges with this handheld detonator.
No!
Yes, it's quite shocking. Bruce presses his detonator. All 30 Paul Marines are electrified from the inside. Their skin peels open all over like sausages that are left on the barbecue for too long that peel open all over. The Paul Marines all die. Consider this my resignation. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
God bless America. Bruce and Sophine make out. Sophine waits for a few seconds for the audience to stop applauding before saying her next line.
Congratulations, you passed the test.
What test?
We always believed you were the chosen ones. We traveled to the past to test you and make sure. Now we believe you're ready to fight the ultimate villain from the future.
Okay.
Who's the ultimate villain? It's Paul Marine.
But I just killed Paul Marine.
No, the Paul Marine that you've known this whole time has actually been an actor from the future that we paid to play Paul Marine for the test. The actual Paul Marine is exactly the same, but he lives in the future.
He was an actor, which means my job was fake as well.
Yes, that is the only reason why you were kept in a low-level position for so many years without a single promotion, and it appeared that people did not give you the respect that you clearly deserve, because in reality, you were the chosen one.
It all makes sense now.
You must travel to the future. Are you ready?
Looks like it's time to find out. Bruce puts on his shades. George Washington waves the American flag. End of movie. Bruce Savage will return in Time Knife 2, The Reckoning.
No, not The Reckoning. Oh, no, it is The Reckoning.
Yeah, The Reckoning.
Yep.
I have a script for different things, so I didn't have to follow the stuff on screen, which just ends on The Reckon, which would have been on point.
That would honestly have been a great ending.
I will unfortunately have to break everyone's heart to let you know that Time Knife 2, The Reckoning, did not actually occur.
No.
Yet.
There are more references to the Time Knife universe, but Time Knife The Reckoning, or Time Knife 2, The Reckoning does not have a script.
There is also a reference to Time Knife and Control.
Excellent. Also, in looking up stuff for Time Knife to see when the next section of Time Knife is coming out, I did find a live reading of Time Knife.
Holy shit.
By the author of the Time Knife, and like like 3 or 4 of the actual
like voice
people
actors
who work on voice actors who work on the game.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I will share that with the group afterwards.
Jack, get her moving before time kicks back in and that drone turns us into paste.
Let's get to it.
Oh no, that can't be good. It's really happening. You're Jack Joyce. You're here to kill me.
No, but you're coming with us. We need your expertise.
No.
I'm not asking.
Okay, now I'm here to kill you.
You're here to kill me, as opposed to the drone that just slammed into your room.
It's right there.
Okay, go! Get her on the boat.
Come on, Doctor! Hurry up! Never get away with this. Get in!
Joyce, somehow we got right past them. Escape.
All right, now it's time for defense section.
They're closing the gate. We'll be sitting ducks until she get it open for us.
I'll take care of it. You get going this way.
There's still way too much firepower around. These assholes are gonna sink us if you don't take care of them first.
Leave it to me.
Oh, it's a turret.
I need to open that gate.
What about you?
You're clear. Go.
I can swing
Go.
by and...
No, just go. We went to all this trouble to grab her. Beth, I'm counting on you to keep her alive. I'll make my own way out.
My plan was simple. There's a bridge to the mainland. Fight my way through anything Monarch could throw at me and then steal a car, drive it back to the swimming pool.
Just remember, we need your ass alive for the next part.
Yeah, shit's out.
Oh yeah. Target has been spotted.
Oh yeah, if that's reloadable, I'm never dropping this gun. The carbine rifle is great because it's the best long-range thing you have, and it kicks like a mule.
Yeah. Don't forget to actually get that time point behind you.
Yes.
With Beth and Dr. Amor all clear, it's time for me to get gone. For that, I need wheels.
I need wheels.
Okay, time to get a ride out of here. valet parking. Beloved by car thieves everywhere.
Why did that guy dive headfirst into a brick wall? Sort of wham.
Yeah, some people make poor choices.
End of Act 3.
End of Act 3. If we had the copyrighted music on, this is where you hear copyrighted music, but we don't.
Yep.
This thing growing inside me. I've been fighting it for 6 hard years. Dr. Amaral was developing a cure for the Chronon syndrome. She was the only one who could administer the treatments that kept my sickness at bay.
Paul?
And Jack had taken her away from me.
How the fuck did this happen, Martin? How is it possible he managed to take her?
Paul, this is your illness talking. I'm on your side. Easy, you're...
They took her. Without Sophia, there's no chance of a cure.
We did all we could. But there are forces within Monarch working against you, and I believe Burke was just the tip of the iceberg. It wasn't just Joyce that did this.
Sir? We've recovered Dr. Amaral's laptop. We have it set up over there if you want to take a look.
I'll be right there. I want to go over Sophia's figures. If she's right, the fracture is escalating a lot faster than we anticipated.
You know the future. Dr. Amaral doesn't. Is the lifeboat even in a viable state for activation? She's trying to convince you the schedule's wrong. Why? To get you to rush this? To make a mistake? The people opposing you. She could be one of them.
She isn't.
Are you willing to bet the entire plan on that? I implore you, hold off on activation, Paul. Let me clean house before this gets completely out of hand.
I should have been here. Somebody made a false report. Sent me to the tunnels to divert my attention.
Like I said, people working against you.
Who was that on the radio?
We're still working on that.
Any other time stuff? Yes. One quick thing down here.
Do you want to see this laptop or not? Mr. Speech went over well.
Any assurance we gave them was taken away the second Jack opened fire.
Okay. Now to touch the time laptop. Which is just a regular laptop, so we've called it time laptop.
Somebody was working against me. Somebody close. Martin Hatch. Sophia Amaral. I could only trust one of them.
All right, so here's our junction point. Someone in Monarch has to be a traitor in Paul's eyes. Who's the traitor? Or more specifically, who does he believe the traitor to be?
Is this who he's choosing to trust, or who he chooses to be the traitor?
This is who he's choosing to be the traitor.
Hatch wouldn't betray him, clearly.
Yeah, clearly Hatch wouldn't betray him. Hatch is a good guy.
Okay. Vince, just for the sake of having it on the record.
I mean, Hatch is clearly betraying him, but I think it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is more interesting if he thinks Emerald's the traitor. Although it's...
I wanted my brand. Immediately, so I have some information.
Oh.
Martin had been my closest advisor for years.
Yeah, that was the choice of who he sides with.
Yeah, we get to back out, though, so we don't...
Okay.
Sophia's loyal.
It's good to see this. Let me go back to the other one.
She's always been.
We could have done this for the other choices, too, showed off, like, both sides of it, but...
Boy, she looked at the countermeasure like she's seen it before. She knows what it does.
Sophia's research had saved my life. Loyalty doesn't run any deeper.
D.
All right, Emerald. Let's go fix the time machine.
I said I'd try.
Evidence was mounting against Sophia. I couldn't simply ignore it, despite everything we had been through.
But she knew you'd never make it without those treatments. And she took them away.
If she turned against me with what she knew, the damage could be immeasurable.
Alright. Serene chooses to trust Hatch.
You're right. We need to stick to the original plan. Whether Sophia's date is good or not, we can't deviate from that. Clearly, we have been compromised. Put a team together. Find out who she's been working with.
Actually, I've already got something on that front. They just pulled this from the security feed.
It's called a surface.
My God, it's her.
Who?
Her, Martin. She's one of our
Gotta
employees.
be more specific.
How the hell?
We got too big for you to screen everybody personally. We didn't have an ID on her. Until now. Beth Wilder. She's one of our operatives. We've already got a kill team after, but...
We won't be able to kill her. Not yet. How can she be working with Jack? How does she even know him?
I told you, Paul, we can't trust our own people. Who knows how deep this goes?
Find out. Beth Wilder. It was the first time I'd heard her name, but she had been there in the past. When it all started. She'd been here the whole time, working against me from the inside. And she wasn't the only one.
"32% of people who played this game looks at that and said, yeah, sure, Hatch is on the level. This will be a laugh." I mean,
I'm just interested to see where it goes. Like, Hatch is clearly working against him. And I'm just interested to see where that goes.
I mean, okay, it is possible through very specific choices to not have the mountain of evidence that we have until you get to this chapter. But even then, like, it's possible to not see the conversation about the drone because you can just not hit that point of interest.
Yeah.
It's possible you haven't been reading anything about the logs and you've just been like skimming through them or just hitting them to say you've collected them but haven't actually been reading them. And it is possible in Junction 2, if Paul deals directly with Jack Joyce, that there may not be hard evidence that Martin Hatch is there,
Like,
but there's
There's
still...
information that, like, Martin Hatch and Sophia kind of butt heads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, we've had scenes where, like, he literally was the one who let Jack free.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that was because of a choice we made where Martin Hatch...
Yes, where Martin Hatch was the one to come deal with us as opposed to Paul. But because we made that choice, he was the one to let us go free. Like, he clearly has a thing he's trying to do.
Yeah.
Sophia, you shouldn't worry so much. Back up slowly. I need to get in that lab. There's something in there that I need.
The lifeboat protocol.
Paul's a very dangerous man, and things will only get worse if he continues unchecked.
What is it that you're so threatened by, Martin?
Do I look threatened to you?
This is Dr. Amaril's report. The stutters, they're increasing in frequency.
What is that?
Chronon disrupted life form. Extremely hostile. It's Dr. Kim. Let's go! Let's go! Don't put one of those on! Charlie! Let's go! Let's go!
So I will, before we actually get started with this episode, I will also leave it up to you guys. If you want to try and make it through the episode, we can, or if you'd like to call it here, we can do what we did before and just catch up on the episode.
I think we're fine to get through it tonight if you want.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'd like to do as well, just so we're fresh into Act 4 next time.
Yep. Yeah.
Here's the hatch.
And what did Burke want with it?
Well, I don't know. I don't even know what the lifeboat protocol is.
It's a sanctuary, designed to shelter a list of Monarch's essential personnel to weather the storm until they can develop a solution.
Essential personnel. So that means that I'd be on that list, right?
Not under Paul Serene's lead, you wouldn't. He's failed to see the value in his own people, too consumed with grand ideals and delusions. You know what I find to be the most terrifying notion on this planet? The idea of God. Simply the idea. A being with that much power. The ability to take and give so freely. That kind of control. But should be feared, not worshipped. Yet, people believe in it. Just as people believe in Paul Serene. See, what's so scary about God isn't his control, but rather, if he ever lost it. Paul Serene's become unhinged, Charlie. He's triggered a catastrophe. He has the chance to fix it, but he's choosing not to. He's choosing to let things end.
The end of time.
And this is where we come in. We risk too much leaving the keys to the kingdom in one man's hands. We need insurance. There's something called the CFR. It's a crucial key to our survival and must remain safe. But as long as Paul is the only one with access to it, it isn't. With access to the CFR, I would take over, get Monarch back on track, and once I do, restructuring would be in order, Charlie. Restructuring that would see you as my right hand.
I'd be on the list.
Absolutely.
Then I need to go back to Monarch. And that sort of privilege escalation, it can only be done from the inside. That's good.
I put the island on lockdown, but the pump house on the west side has an old supply tunnel that runs beneath the bay. No one knows about it. You'll go unseen. Time is of the essence, Charlie. Better get to it. Commander Davis.
Sir.
Head to the perimeter lab. We're moving forward.
The frequency of the stutters is still unpredictable, but they're persistent. Erratic, but persistent.
I need certainty. If I initiate the protocol, there's no going back.
Mr. Serene, something like this. There is no certainty. We've never dealt with it before.
How long?
We've been running Dr. Amaril's simulations. It's hard to say without her to confirm, but...
Just give me a time.
The Joyce field could collapse within 8 hours. Mr. Serene, if you're going to proceed, now would be the time to decide.
Okay, just leave a sticky note with my response and...
Charlie.
Fiona.
Hey, bud. Where you going?
You're right. Time's ending, just like you said. And the lifeboat protocol? It's a place. They built it to protect people from the fracture. And the only problem is there's a list, and anyone who's not on it is pretty much fucked. But if we make it back to the mainland, I can get us on the list. All of
This entire island is on lockdown. How are we gonna do that, Charlie?
There's a tunnel.
All right, if you are lying to me this time, I swear to God.
Get off! Tired of this shit. I don't know why you're doing this, but I don't have to put your name on shit, motherfucker.
What'd you do to him?
He's fine. I'm gonna tell you why you're gonna put me on that list. I got a pregnant wife at home, and she's the only thing that I am thinking about right now. So if you get in the way of me protecting her, I swear to fucking God, next time, you will not catch your breath. Lead the way.
Dr. Emerald.
Squirmed in my restraints.
Quantum moment.
Amazing.
Oh, that's great.
I've come to free you, my friend. This imprisonment, it's unsettling. It's time for you to rejoin the others, to return to the infinite.
We're still in here.
Oops.
How far along is your wife?
3 months.
Congratulations. The fuck is that?
We're under the bay.
Liam?
CGI water.
Oh, sure. His gun works on chains.
Except that water's not moving very fast.
Oh, they're being lightly menaced by the bay.
Oh, only close enough for them to see it rushing after them and be like, we can outrun it.
Yep.
You two okay?
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. I'm good. We need to get...
Get on the fucking ground! Hey, no, we're with Monarch! What don't you understand? No, get on the ground! Hey, no. Hey, I'm the one that called the name. I'm Hatch's guy.
Winnicott.
Yeah,
Where's she?
she's Chronon scientist. She's important. We have to get her back to Monarch right away. Please.
Get the fuck out of here.
Now! Yeah.
Gibson. Bring out the bird.
Fiona. Fiona, you gotta listen. Hey.
Shit, you killed him!
Fuck! Hey! I didn't know that they were gonna kill him. What was I supposed to do? Huh? You let me on and then you kidnapped me.
This isn't about you, Charlie!
Are you stealing this car?
Just get the fuck out of here.
No, you're gonna need me.
I got what I needed out of you.
Yeah, I'm getting used to it.
Why don't you open your eyes? The world is about to end. I'm trying to do something.
Yeah, you're a real hero.
Fuck you.
course, huh? I'll see you there. Burke. Fuck. You know, I'm really gonna enjoy killing your wife.
Fair. Excessive.
Yep.
Stops, walks back, empties the rest of the clip.
Davis and his team. They were all good men. Monarch's finest.
Paul, what about my treatments?
I'm afraid so.
You know what this means?
You don't know for sure.
I'm a dead man! Jack. He wants me to become you. He wants me to suffer. Until the end.
Joyce and Wilder. But what was troubling me is who got them into Kim's lab. She paid a visit while she was thought to be missing. She knew where your treatments were kept. She knew the complexities of your illness. And she knew you'd never make it without those treatments.
She created them.
Then she took them away.
I need her found now.
And what would you like done with her?
I'll decide that when she's brought to me. Thank you. Well, tonight marks a momentous occasion. For years, we have been building towards this day.
Liam?
Hey, pal. I'm glad you could make it. I was just telling your girl here how concerned about you we've been.
Emily, we need to go.
Go. What's the rush?
Emily, let's go.
And the security guy's not stopping this, and the...
I don't get paid enough to stop this. And then put several rounds in his head.
Emily, give me the keys. Give me the keys. Get away from me. Get Emily, away. Listen. Listen. Please. This is not who I am. This is not.
This is exactly who I am. This is exactly.
I never felt good doing this. But it's the only thing I knew how to do. And when I got back, I couldn't find anything. I couldn't find anything to do. And Monarch, they found that useful, and they put me to work. And I swear to God.
This is not a good speech for this.
No, it is not.
So every Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I would walk down the street because it was the only 2 nights at the bartender. She wasn't at school. And I told myself every night to ask you out. It took me a fucking year. Emily, if Monarch, if they gave me structure, you gave me purpose. I did this to protect you.
Look, if I had a knife that could send things back in time, I'd stab myself and I'd do everything different, but I don't. Nobody has the time knife.
Time knife isn't real.
Something terrible is coming, and I will explain to you.
Time bolts, on the other hand.
Right now. If you will just let me protect you. One last time. Please, this is me.
Think about our future baby.
This is me. This is me with a gunshot wound and a leather jacket.
Just watch me strike
kinda
one man to
sweaty.
death. And no one stopped us from leaving. The security guy was right there. I can kind of understand. He also didn't want to die tonight. But you think they would have called the police or something?
Yeah, it's Pierce. I'm at the perimeter lab. So I have some information about Morton Hatch. I want him apprehended. Immediately.
Well, that didn't last.
Well,
all right.
Yeah.
And that is the end of episode 3. So, things are kicking into gear. We got a whole bunch of information. We learned about spooky time ghosts.
Yeah.
The back rooms intrigue is starting to kick up a lot between Martin Hatch, Charlie Wincott, and Burke.
Yep.
And Paul. The A plot, the one that we're nominally following our main character Jack Joyce on, purely straightforward. Get the time machine, go back in time, grab the countermeasure. But it takes us a while to get there. Just because A, we are going through all of the side content and like email material, and B, because Act 1, Act 2, and Act 4 and 5 are all centered around Jack and Beth and their stuff, but Act 3 is really just a play all about the Monarch situation.
Yeah, I mean, there was a huge section there in the middle where it's just, like, offices full of information.
Yeah.
We spent about as much time in that mission, like, doing non-combat sections, just learning stuff, as we did the rest of the mission.
Yeah, like, if you're not finding those and reading those, this game actually doesn't take that long at all.
Like, that act is like a 10-minute act if you didn't run around and read all the stuff we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That being said, I am so glad we did this playthrough, if only for getting the the erotic fantasy novel.
The erotic audio book, TTRPG audiobook.
Audiobook
And,
that is a quantum
Time
moment
Knife.
that plays during like one of the most pivotal
is
early
that?
Hatch scenes.
I don't know, sir. As long as we came in.
Like Martin Hatch.
No one to figure out just to turn off a radio?
Of course not.
I think that guy over there likes it.
Well, because you got to find where the radio is that's transmitting
Yeah.
it.
No, turn off the radio in the room. You don't have to listen to it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, we just couldn't do that. There's absolutely no way.
There is. Jim just won't let anyone get near the off dial.
Well, yeah, I know. Jim's crazy.
Jim was making the claim that they might be able to get a voice in the background to figure out where they are, but I think he's just secretly into it.
Anyway, thank you for joining us on our Sound Goblin Thursday session, where we're also able to finish out Time Knife.
Yeah.
If I remember it when we're doing the uploads, in the description I will put a link to the Time Knife reading that
Oh,
Shiv
that's
links
amazing.
us. And that'll go up on YouTube. Apart from that, join us on Sunday. I believe Sunday we're back to regular rotation with Super Robot Wars.
Should be.
Join us on Monday for more Pokemon Too Many Types, as we rapidly turn this from fun monster catching game into spreadsheet simulator. And join us on Thursday for the continuing adventures of Jack Joyce and his quantum pals in Quantum Break. Until then, I've been your host, the Krampus.
I've been Shiv.
I've been Hunter Green.
And I'm Vincent.
All right. And remember, everyone, you need to keep backups of your life-saving medical treatments, because otherwise, weird shit's going to start happening.